The Kenyan authorities, right up to the highest authority in the land, the president himself, have come out publicly and said they have no problem welcoming Miguna Miguna, the controversial lawyer, back home. The Kenyan Immigration Department has issued a statement assuring all Kenyans that they will fully comply with court orders to allow and facilitate the return of Miguna into his motherland. But wonder of all wonders, despite all this, Miguna Miguna is still not yet back in Kenya. And it's not that he has not tried to come back. He has been removed from at least 2 aircrafts destined for Nairobi. So what is going on here? Some people have a very simple answer. They're saying this is normal in politics, where politicians speak and say something, and then actually what they want to do is the very opposite of what they've said. Somebody has even told me this is a very smart way of obeying court orders. Because they have told me the government has not stopped Miguna from entering the country. They have not done anything to stop him from entering the country. He has to arrive fast. Well, I don't think that is the answer. In my view, there's a deeper, more sinister answer to this question that Kenyans need to be aware of. But first, so that we're all on the same page, there's something very important we all need to acknowledge. The government is a very big thing, and the president cannot be everywhere. The chief immigration officer, the man in charge of Kenya's immigration, cannot be everywhere. I think the best example to give is what I talk about in great detail in my latest weekly intelligence briefings, number 26, where for a number of weeks, or even months, some top government officials were acting on orders which they believed came from the president. But in fact, they did not, as was very clearly proven later. And if you'll allow me, maybe this is a good time to play you that short clip. And I'll be back very, very shortly. Now, let us go even deeper and give you an example from this Miguna issue. Something, in fact, that we have reported on this channel, which happened over the weekend. And very interesting, this happened when the president had already spoken on the Miguna issue and said that his government and himself have no issues at all about Miguna coming back into the country. Miguna's vehicle was impounded by the police. And I'm talking about his vehicle here in Kenya, Mercedes-Benz. Now here's the super interesting part. Shortly after it was impounded by the police and inside a police station, orders came from above to release that vehicle immediately. Now hold on a minute. Doesn't that prove that there are actually 2 powerful sides within the same government who want different things? Doesn't it? One of the powerful sides within government ordered for Miguna Miguna's vehicle to be impounded. And it was. And remember, this authority needed to be powerful enough to cause the police to act with speed. You need to know, if you didn't know, that not every authority can be able to pull that one off. Not even a powerful CS, cabinet secretary, can instruct the police to do something and they act immediately. No. This needs to be somebody extremely powerful. And then another powerful authority within the same government ordered for the same vehicle to be released immediately. What is going on here? And we see that the same pattern has followed. Because when Miguna Miguna was removed from an aircraft, the government emphasized that it still had no objections to Miguna returning. Now, at the time this statement was being released, Miguna had just been ejected, or rather refused to board, a Lufthansa aircraft bound for Nairobi. And somebody in government even promised to sort out the matter. Well, hours later, Miguna Miguna boarded an Air France aircraft and even tweeted a photograph of himself inside the aircraft bound for Nairobi. And then drama. He was removed from that aircraft. By the way, this is not unprecedented anywhere in the world. People getting conflicting orders from the same government. But if we look at all this that we know in greater detail, then it becomes clear that the president has no issues with the Miguna returning to the country. That is very clear. But there's another very interesting clue that has emerged. Lufthansa, in refusing Miguna Miguna access to board the aircraft, said something very interesting. They said the order had come from the office of the president of Kenya in Nairobi. Office of the president in Nairobi? What does that even mean? Well, what is very clear to me is that there seems to be a kind of tug of war, bang in the middle of the seat of power in Kenya. The communication to Lufthansa to bar Miguna from boarding the Nairobi-bound aircraft would have come from the immigration department in Kenya. That is the correct protocol, that is usually used. But in this case, it did not. It came from the office of the president. And the second order was even more interesting, because I believe it came as a result of the tweet by Miguna informing Kenyans that he had found another way to get home and was on his way. I even found questions on social media asking Miguna for his precise location. Even more interesting. And shortly after that tweet by Miguna, with a photograph of him inside the plane, he was removed from the plane. Now, remember, this is not normal. Because when people are usually removed from planes, they are removed from the planes to be placed under arrest. And that is why I believe, and I need to be corrected, that this thing of Miguna being removed from an aircraft and is not being arrested is unprecedented. Now, to get some answers to this question of these forces within government fighting each other or not agreeing, we need to go back in history. This Miguna Miguna issue, history. And this one is pretty sensitive. I want to ask you a question. When Miguna got into trouble, why precisely did he get into trouble? Now, if your answer is he swore in Raila Odinga in the mock swearing in, then you have it all wrong. And there's no chance that you'll be able to figure this one out. The truth is, Miguna Miguna got into serious trouble with some very powerful people because of his very biting remarks. Now, I believe some of the people who are offended forgot that this is Miguna Miguna. Because you'll remember all the very biting and hurtful remarks he has made against Raila Odinga. He made similar remarks against Nairobi women's representative, Esther Passaris, on a TV show, live TV show. And even some of his staunch supporters were appalled. They believed that Miguna had crossed the line. And that is Miguna for you. And as we all know, free speech is entrenched into our constitution. And when people cross the line, you have legal redress. You can take the option to get legal redress. That is the way things are supposed to run. But not all people are the same. Some people have even murdered others over what those people said. That is what some humans have done since the beginning of time. So who is this individual issuing these red alerts from within the Uhuru Kenyatta administration, blocking Miguna Miguna from returning? Well, you can find out who it is from my latest post in Club 1999. I'm sorry, this is highly sensitive, but it's easy to be a member of Club 1999. Take advantage of our current offer, details on your screens right now, and become a member immediately to both Club 1999 and my weekly intelligence briefings. And of course, you'll get all back issues, all back sensitive videos of both. 26 in total weekly intelligence briefings, sensitive videos that you've missed, and over 54 Club 1999 sensitive videos you've missed. So go for it. Now, very unfortunately in this case, the powerful people fighting against Miguna returning to Kenya do not know, or maybe they don't care, that they're actually helping Miguna's political cause. They are making him more popular by the day. They are lifting up his political profile tremendously. Because the truth is, had Miguna been allowed entry into Kenya without any drama, we would not be talking about him now. We would be talking about other issues. There are many hot issues on the scene right now. For instance, what's happening in Iran. Bottom line, Miguna would have been quickly forgotten. Yes, he would have been very active on social media platforms. People would maybe be still talking about him there. But that would have been it. Most people would have been receiving any news on Miguna Miguna with a yawn by now. But instead, what has been done to this Kenyan has just served to attract more attention and more sympathy and more support for him. Because nobody can be more Kenyan than anybody else. No, it's not possible. No matter how powerful you are or how powerful you think, you can never be more Kenyan than another Kenyan. And what is more, what they're doing to Miguna Miguna is providing a window of opportunity for those who are against the handshake, those who are against the BBI, which is what is holding the country together. So in short, what they're doing is endangering the very national security of the country called Kenya. What those individuals, because this appears to be a very personal matter, what those individuals who are trying to stop Miguna from returning to his home, where his placenta was buried, the way he puts it himself, these people or this person is not doing any favors to the government, nor to the Kenyan people. This is politics, and politics is a very dangerous thing because things can shift and change very quickly, all triggered by something that looks very small, at least to those people. It is not small, as they are going to find out in the next few days. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha. How have you prepared yourself for the year 2020? How are you going to put food on the table for your family in 2020? How are you going to get a job or even earn money in a rapidly shrinking economy? Companies and businesses all over the country will continue to lay off people. And those people who owe you money are cutting back. There are even rumors that they're completely shutting down. So if your strategy for 2020 is that a lot of people owe you money and that they'll pay you, then you need to think again. Actually, my 3-part documentary titled How to Prosper in a Gloomy Economy is all about you positioning yourself, changing your thinking, so that in 2020 you take full advantage of the numerous opportunities these chaotic economic times have brought us. Oh yes, it's a fact, whether you want to believe it or not. During harsh economic times, even economic depressions, amid all the suffering, there are people who make a lot of money. Harsh economic times are actually overturns. Yeah, remember that prophecy on this channel? Overturn, overturn, overturn. Yeah, and it is an overturn because it shifts the wealth from a certain group of people to a fresh, new group of people. Many times accidentally, by luck, but don't leave it to luck. Yeah, understand how you can be in this group that greatly benefits, from the harsh economic times. My game-changing, life-changing documentary is available for only $54, and you can see details on your screen on what you need to do to grab it right away. Now I make a passionate plea to everybody listening to this. Even if you don't get my information, even if you don't purchase my documentary, please, please, please try and get this information elsewhere. Study past economic depressions and what happened. Study what has happened in African countries whose economies have collapsed or nearly collapsed. Trust me, that information is super vital to face 2020. Now, admittedly, if you do your own research, you'll have to understand economics. You'll have to break down complex things, complicated language, so that you understand. And of course, the advantage of my documentary, it is all there in very simple language, broken down for you and explained, and even examples and ideas put on your laps, so that all you have to do is to act. Please don't hesitate. Start on that journey right now. That journey that will lead you to always forever remember 2020 as a very extraordinary year for you.